What's up, everybody? This is Jose from Sun Life, and we are in Millbrook, Alabama, the city that I live in. On this interesting sign that says it's illegal to bring your own coolers and beverages on this golf course. I didn't know it was illegal. I think there's a law. There's a law here. I guess you can go to jail if you bring your own cooler with beverages on this golf course. So we won't be doing that because it's apparently a crime. I don't know about that sign being too accurate. This is called the Pines Golf Course. Seems pretty active. Never considered playing golf in Florida because I couldn't afford it. But now that I'm in Alabama, I've been doing a little bit better in life. I might be able to do some golfing here soon. Not like you'd want to see me on a golf course. I would not be very... I don't know, I might be good at it, who knows? I've tried playing golf. When I used to live back in Naples, I got a job where I had thousands of golf balls. And behind my house there's a community, and they really suck. It's called Imperial Golf Course. And I really hate this community, I really did. And let's just say that I played a little bit of golf in my backyard. And some of those golf balls may have made it on their side of the fence. Thousands of golf balls. Yeah. Of course, they would have never suspected that they came from my side of the fence. Those people in there don't play golf, do they? But if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Welcome to Alabama. This is the Robinson Springs Church, and Millbrook used to be called Robinson Springs way back in the day. Then it turned into Millbrook somehow. But Robinson Springs is the historical name for this area. About 5 miles north of here is a site where families from Switzerland settled the area as far back as the late 1700s. This area has been inhabited for quite a while now. You can see a police car going that way. This area is really heavily patrolled, which is good. It's a little bit nervous driving through here because there's always police. You don't want to speed through Millbrook, especially on Deesville Highway and Main Street. This area is probably one of the most well-patrolled areas I've seen anywhere, and I travel a lot. This area is super patrolled. Last night I came in at 1 in the morning and I saw 3 police cars just driving home when I got back from Birmingham really late. So it's a very well-patrolled area. This is not a place where you want to speed or do anything stupid because, again, really, really heavily patrolled area. Millbrook is to the north of Montgomery. It's a suburb, and it's a really affordable suburb at that. I mean, you can get a decent livable house here for like $100,000. Like, no lie. It's not as fancy as Shelby County, south of Birmingham, where they have mountains and more shopping and stuff. But as far as affordable place to live, it does not get better than Millbrook. You could literally, if I had money, I would buy like 10 of these houses. They're so affordable. It's just incredible. Really, really affordable place to live. You know, you don't have, maybe you do have stuff. You have you got a Publix 15 minutes away in Prattville. You have a Bass Pro Shop. So there are stuff out here, but it's not like some big giant fancy city. When this metropolitan area only has something like 400,000 people at most, and most of the shopping is on the east side of Montgomery, and we're on the north side of it. So we got to drive all through Montgomery. We got to drive clear across the metropolitan area to get to the area that's got the most shops. Although, frankly, Prattville does have probably not as much as the east side of Montgomery, but it's got a good deal of stuff. We're in a residential neighborhood now. I don't have a lot of time for this video. It's going to be a really short video because I do have to go on a job nearby. I don't don't mind living here in Millbrook. You got Prattville nearby, and not, actually, it's not even that far. You know, if you do want to get, there's a cop right there again. He's going fast. He's gonna pull that person over. There he goes. He's gonna get him. He's gonna get him. He's gonna get that car pulled over there because he went fast. He definitely had a destination in mind. Oh, he's letting us go. Is he gonna let us go? Alright, cool. He's letting us go. So yeah, nobody's in a rush out here. Yeah, I think he's gonna pull that guy over. He went right for him. But yeah, even like the residential streets out here, this city is really well patrolled. So on paper, it looks like we have a lot of crime. Like you might see Millbrook, like, oh, this city's got a huge crime rate. It's not so much that there's a lot of crime going on, but more like the area is so well patrolled that any crime that does happen gets picked up. And they don't play around here. I mean, they're actively looking for criminals, so just understand that. This guy's got a semi right there and a bunch of junk cars. I love how much you can do in Alabama in a residential. That's within city limits. He's got a semi truck and 2 junk cars. I love that, you know? This house right here needs to cut the grass, man. My grass might look like that, but I live out in the sticks. Out here in the city, I would cut my grass. It might be abandoned. Or something. Maybe they're in the hospital or something. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe they just don't care. Maybe they're inside watching TV right now. I love Millbrook. I don't mind this place one bit. It's just a place where you have to follow the law, basically. I mean, it's not a lawless place, you know. Like law enforcement here, I hate having to pull in somebody's lawn, but there's no way to. Not law in their driveway, but there's no other way. It's a dead-end street. But I love it out here. It's nice, decent, you know, just affordable. Like these houses here might run you like 140, 160 on these newer ones, and the older ones like 100,000. Where else? 15 minutes from a Publix. In a metropolitan area that the workforce is laid back, relaxed. It's not like in Atlanta or Miami or Orlando where, you know, there's a clock down your throat all the time. Like, gotta get here. Run, go, hurry up. There's none of that crap, man. You know, just relax. It's no rush to get anywhere, you know. Like right now it's 1 o'clock on a weekday. This guy's mowing the lawn. I don't know if he lives there, if he's company. Look at he lives there. So yeah, you know, like you're not gonna see somebody mowing their lawn at 1 o'clock in the afternoon in a big city. It's just not gonna happen. People are just too busy. They got too much going on. But out here, there's another cop right here. This must be same one or another one. Not sure. But you can see this city. They don't play around here. You better follow the law to a T out here. They do not play games here in Millbrook. It's a really well patrolled city. So when you look at our crime rates, it might look like, oh, the city's got a high crime rate. It's not really that there's crime going on. It's that the cops are just after people all the time. Where I live back in Florida, the crime rate is supposed to be 23%, you know, positive. Like only 23% places have less crime. Statistically, only 23% of places have less crime. But man, I did 1,000 things in that city that should have got me arrested, and they never arrested me once. They let it slide because they're trying to keep their crime rates down for tourism. Where here, they don't care about tourism in Alabama. So here, you break the law here, and you're gonna get caught. There's gonna be a manhunt for you. So on paper, it looks like there's a whole lot more crime here because the cops are actually doing their job. Where back in Florida, on paper, it looks like, oh, there's no crime here at all. We're one of the safest communities in the state or whatever. It's not. We got to the point where we had dope dealers on our street, and our street wasn't that bad. I mean, like 90% of people are like, what the F, call the cops. We don't want this crap on our street. And it took somebody actually getting into a fight with those people. She made it on the news, but you know, then after that, then there was attention on the street, so then they came in. They were like, for like a year or two, everybody on the street was like, yo, these people they have 50 junkies going in there every day. You know, like everybody on the street was like not happy about it, complaining about it and all that. You know what I mean? Like everybody was complaining about the situation. Everybody was upset about it. No, took like, I don't know, 2 years before finally an unrelated incident caused them to go in there. So they, you know what I mean? Like here in Millbrook, I'm sure that wouldn't happen. I'm sure here, if you're doing something illegal, you better be on point about covering it up and all that. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause if you're, you know, like if you make a complaint, they're not gonna let it slide. But back where we were in Florida, dude, these people were openly running a trap house on our street. Everybody in the neighborhood was upset about it. I know at least 5 people who at some point or another called the cops and didn't want this crap on our street. Literally a trap house. I mean, like literally in and out all day. And no action was taken at all. See, remember, you got like a lot of these houses right on the main street. Like there's a really cute house right on the main street. You can see it right there. But you can't see them just driving through normally. Like, you know, they're not like in your face. But on Main Street, there's a lot of like really cute little houses. But they're kind of like on big lots. So what's nice about Main Street is on the north side of Main Street, because the south side of Main Street is kind of hood. On the north side of Main Street, you got some big lots, big properties, and all that. And on the north side of Main Street, you got a lot of big lots. Houses are just kind of hiding in the trees, you know. I don't know how big they are, but they're pretty big sized lots. Good sized lots. I think the street we got to go down is this one right here. Somewhere in here, I'm looking for the street that I got to go to. Somewhere. What was that? I used my turn signal. You guys hear it? You don't see too many rude people on here, and I used my turn signal. You can hear it. And I wasn't driving that fast. You don't see too many rude people here. That's just one person who probably isn't even from this area. You really, really don't see too many rude people out here. It's just not a thing. But alright guys, I gotta go take care of this job I gotta go on. My point is, you know, in some places you could have active, you know, a trap house on your street, and all the neighbors call the cops, and it takes years and years, and nothing ever happens. So then you go and say on the news, oh yeah, the lowest crime rate. You know, crap, if you don't go and arrest people, of course you got the lowest crime rate. Here's another cop car right here. This guy might live here or something. But yeah, of course. If you don't go after criminals, of course you're gonna have, what is going on? Ooh, he's all cut up and, oh, that's sad. That is sad right there. He's mained up. Okay, you gotta get out of my way, buddy. I can't help you. He's all mained up. Gosh, you know, there's so many. That's one thing that's bad about this area. Everybody has dogs, and they just let them run around, and they get lost, and then you have like lost dogs everywhere. Like I see 3 or 4 lost dogs a day here in Alabama. It's one of the bad things about this state is how people just they don't really take care of their animals. If you're gonna have an animal, take care of it. Like people will get dogs here, and then dogs will end up on the street like that. But nice houses back here. Some of these are nice. Some of these are a little older and kind of like, see, there's one back there. You can kind of see it in the distance. I don't know. That house back over there. Just beautiful, nice house in the woods, surrounded by some trees. I don't know if it's facing this street or the other street. Sorry, I had a dead end street. Or I hate doing this to people, but. Alright guys, so I gotta go work. Let's get back out there and figure out where I'm going. But yeah, nice neighborhoods here in Millbrook, really affordable. And there's a lot of lost dogs in the city for some reason. But yeah, how the crowd gonna say, well, we have the lowest crime rates? Yeah, if you don't go after criminals, of course you're gonna have the lowest crime rates. You know? And with Millbrook, where I live here, if there's cops on every street pretty much, of course you're gonna have a high crime rate because they're actually looking for it. You know, so it's not that there's more crime here. It's just that they do a better job of policing the neighborhood. That's really what I've come to the conclusion of, because when I first moved to Alabama, when I looked at the city that I lived in, the crime rates were like 2% worse of the national average. It means only 2% of places have worse crime rates than where I live here. Crime rates here are ridiculously through the roof. But now that I live here, I come to find out it's not exactly that there's a lot of crime. It's just that the cops actually do their job. So that's that as far as crime in Alabama. And I've been studying the situation for about 9 months now, so I'm starting to get a better idea for what that's about. Well, that's that. And that's Drive Through Millbrook. And that is, does Alabama really have high crime rates? Is Alabama really dangerous? Probably not, dude. It's just like last night I was in Birmingham and we saw what looked like a very serious crime scene, but that's in the interstate. You know, you go to Miami, I've seen that in Miami. I've seen that. What we saw yesterday in Montgomery, in Birmingham, looked like something went down. But dude, I've seen that in Miami 3 or 4 times actually. I've seen people on the street of Miami laid out flat. 3 or 4 times in Miami. I've seen it in Tampa. We saw a young man that was unfortunately in his car, and you know, at a gas station just like that. Let me tell you what, those little gas stations in neighborhoods are really dangerous. Those little neighborhood gas stations are bad. Anywhere, Florida, Alabama, anywhere. Don't go to those neighborhood gas stations or corner stores. Go to Walmart. Go to a Publix. Go to a Walmart. If you live in the hood, let me tell you, those little corner stores are fatal, fatal, fatal. Stick to a Publix or a Walmart, or if you're gonna get gas station, go to one of those big racetracks or whatever. Stay away from neighborhood corner stores, man. Those things are fatal. Fatal, fatal little places, man. And if you do go to one, just know that at any moment, things can pop off. Alright guys, I gotta let you guys go because I have a customer waiting for me. But that's pretty much an explanation of, is there really more crime here in Alabama? I would say probably like anywhere else. You got good neighborhoods and you got bad neighborhoods. You know? It's just like anywhere else, really. Good neighborhoods, bad neighborhoods. And it all comes down to, basically comes down to is, what type of neighborhood are you in? There's neighborhoods that have a lot of crime, and there's neighborhoods that have probably very little crime. But don't let crime statistics fool you. Just because a place statistically has a lot of crime doesn't mean it literally has a lot of crime, because there's places that statistically are very low crime, and in reality they're just not doing their jobs on those places. They're letting everything slide. So I'm gonna let you guys go because I gotta get to work. There it is. The explanation to that, I don't know if it makes sense to you guys, but you can obviously see in the city, everywhere you turn there's a police car. And believe me, they're not playing around here. If they pull you over for infraction, you're getting a ticket. If, you know what I mean? Like, they're not really very lenient. They're not gonna let stuff slide. You know, you might get a lucky first warning and say, "Hey, buddy, you know, we don't want to mess up your life, but get your crap together. If I see you again for this problem, you know what's up." You know, and I'm not saying they're jerks. I'm just saying they're doing their job. Where in other places, frankly, I don't know if they're doing their jobs. Crime rate in what, on paper or in reality? So there are like these little townhouses here. These go really cheap. So there are places like here where these townhouses have like really, really, you know, like these are cheap right here. I don't know if these are rented out or if these are where you can buy them, but these are really cheap right in here. Either way, you know, there's a lot of places in Millbrook that are affordable. This in here is probably, I don't know, it looks like it's probably, I've never been back in here. It looks like it's probably hot back here at night. I'm gonna guess it's probably hot back here at night. But these are just working class people. And you can see it's empty now in the daytime. I'm sure if you came in here at night, this would be packed. This is just working class people back in here. But you know, I don't like places like this where there's higher population density. But I think I've seen stuff like this in Millbrook for like as low as $100,000. But I don't get it. Like, I think they should be cheaper than that. Like, you can get stuff like this in Montgomery on the east side. I've seen it for as low as $70,000 for like, you can actually buy the, you know, buy a little unit, but then it's an attached building. I don't know how that works. If you have like a HOA or I don't know how it works. Maybe each person takes care of their little piece of land.
Not sure.
But all right, guys, there it is. That's a tour of Millbrook, Alabama. I gotta let y'all go.